Hello everyone, we from group 3, MTH 3100. Today we are going to present our SCL assignment on question 3. Okay. My name is FAIZ bin OSMAN. My matric number is 194368.
My name is Tengku Zuhdi bin ZUKIRMAN. Matrix number 194456.
My name is J and my matric number is 193649.
My name is HIDAYAT with HAMIDI. Matric number 192759.
Okay. Question 3 is, suppose that the number of customers attending a PC fair is given by N is equal to 200 times 15 plus T e power of negative T over 50. When T is the time in minute, if the PC fair begins at 10 AM, find the time when the number of customers is at its largest and smallest.
The given equation N equal to 200 bracket 15 plus T e the power of negative T over 50 bracket. So we expand the equation, we get 3000 plus 200 T e the power of negative T over 50. So next step, we must find the first derivative. We differentiate this equation to get the first derivatives. So differentiate 3000, we get 0. And we differentiate this by using a product rule. So first, copy the first part and differentiate the last part, plus copy the last part and differentiate the front part, the first part. Then we get this. So next, find the second derivatives by using this equation. At the end, we get this.
To find critical point, first derivative is equal to 0. So we get exponent negative T over 50 is not equal to 0, and negative 1 over 50T plus 1 equals to 0. So we get T equals to 50 minutes. So when T equals to 50 minutes, substitute T equals to 50 into the N equation. So we get N equals to 6678.8. So since we get N is the number of customers, so N is approximately to 6679 customers. So the critical point is 506679. So since T is time, so T is greater than 0. So we get domain for N is 0 to infinity. Now we have the critical point, so we need to find the monotonicity. So before and after, before 0 to 50 and after E50 to infinity, the reference number we get is 49 and 51. Substitute this reference number into the first derivative and we get positive and negative sign. So f is increasing on 0 to 50 and decreasing on 50 to infinity.
Okay, now we want to determine whether the critical point is a minimum or maximum using the second derivative. When T is 50 minutes, which is the critical point, we substitute into the second derivative and we solve this and we get it's a negative sign. So we can conclude that the critical point is a maximum, which is 50 and 6679. Next, we want to find the concavity. So we let the second derivative equals to 0. This equation equals to 0, and solving this, we get e to the power of negative t over 50 is not equals to 0, so we solve this. 2 minus 1 over 50 t equals to 0, and we get t equals to 100. So our concavity will change at this point. Okay, now we have the point t equals to 100, and we find the interval before and after t equals to 100. So our interval will be 0 to 100, and after is 100 to infinity. And we use a reference point within the interval. We use the reference point as 99 and 101. Substituting these two reference points into the second derivative, we get negative for 0 to 100 and positive for 100 to infinity. So from here, we can conclude that f is concave downwards on 0 to 100, this interval. And we get f is concave upwards on 100 to infinity at this interval. Okay. Next, we already have the concavity change at t equals to 100 minutes. So we want to find when 100 minutes, how many customer is at 100 minutes. So we substitute the 100 into the equation of n given. So we get 5,707 customers at 100 minutes. So 5,707 is the inflection point. Now, by using the informations when we found before, we sketch a graph. A graph sketch is like this. This is the critical point, 50 and 6679. Before the critical point, we get the equation is decreasing, and after increasing, then after the critical point is decreasing. And before that, we also use the second derivative to found the inflection point. So refer to this. Before 100, we get it is concave downwards, and after 100, it is concave upwards. Okay, this is the graph. Next, from the graph, we can know that the number of customers is the smallest when t is 0 minute at here. The number of customers is only 3,000 when t is 0. And then when t equals to 50 minutes, the number of customers is the largest. These two information can be obtained from the graph sketch. Okay. Because we found at 0 minute, the number of customers is smallest, and the question wants us to find the time. So when t is 0 minute, our time is 10 a.m. since the PC fair starts at 10 a.m. And when after the PC fair has started 50 minutes, it is 10:50 a.m., which is when the number of customers is the largest. Okay. When t is 0 minute, we substitute it into the equation given, and we get initially there is only 3,000 customers.
Okay, as the conclusion, the smallest number of customers is 3,000 at 10 a.m., while the largest number of customers is 6,679 at 10:50 a.m.